to celebrate a milestone such as this, I thought it would be a great idea to do a Q&A so that I can answer any questions that you might have for me. So I have them here in this wonderful wooden basket. I have printed out your questions. Physically, I've printed them out and put them in this basket so that we might have some paper sounds as well as my answers. Some paper sound triggers. I'm a big fan of this basket. Alright. So, without further ado, I say adding further ado. What is ado? I don't understand that. Saying, I need to look up the etymology. Yes, you heard me. The etymology. I have my trusty coffee keeper, Edna Echidna, here with me. Eddie's very cute. She's a trusted comrade. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just reach into this basket and pull out a question, and then I'm going to answer the question. So if you didn't want your name read out, too bad. Alright. The first question is by Melissa and Melissa asks, random question, what's your favourite socks and or piece of clothing? My favourite socks, I can show you my favourite socks. One moment. Alright, here they are. I'm very excited by this actually. So these socks go with my favourite pyjamas that a friend has given me, and they are Lion King themed. This one has Simba, just one big Simba, and this one has lots of little Simba faces. And I know they don't look like a bear, and that is simply because they're not a bear. They actually came as two separate bears, which I separated and put together as this amazing bear. So these are my favourite socks, and I guess a favourite piece of clothing would be my matching pyjamas. They're so nice. You can see them in the video that I did of scissor sounds in the bathroom. It's got Timon on the front. It's so good. Okay, thank you so much for your question, Melissa. The next one we'll do is this big one. Yes. Now this one is from Megan Crawford. Megan, if you're watching this, I lost your question. It never made it onto the page, so I'm hoping that you didn't delete it and change your mind, because it was in my notifications and I stole it from there basically. I print screened it from the notifications because it didn't come up. So it says, I really hope you get to 1,000 subs and even more. Thank you. We did. Thank you, Megan. You are very lovely and vibrant and deserve all the subs. Stop it, I'm blushing. As for questions, what is your favourite animal? And then it's cut off, but it just says, if you could have any animal. Alright, I assume that there's more sentence, like if you could have any animal, what would you keep as a pet, I assume. But my favourite animal is indeed a lion. I think that is largely because, one, that the females are the hunters, and two, the Lion King. This is very themed, this video, so far. But if I could have any animal, I wouldn't necessarily have a lion. If I could have any pet, I think, now this is a recent discovery, but I think I'd have an eagle, because they look so much like dinosaurs and they're so majestic, and you could have them land on your arm recently, in the last few years, since moving here basically, and also traveling and seeing emus in the wild. Amazing. But yeah, I would keep an eagle as a pet if I could. But my favourite animal is indeed a lion. Thank you, Megan. Alright, next question. This is so much fun. It is from Paperback. And Paperback says, do you do art as your full-time job or as a hobby? And have you always used wood as your medium? Both. Is my art a full-time job or as a hobby? I don't really have a day job, so you could say it's my full-time job. I'm not like independently wealthy or anything. Don't get excited. I just actually I'm on a government pension because I can't hold down a job. I have an anxiety disorder, which is what makes this so possible, because ASMR really calms me down now that I know about it. And I can do this entire video with you in the comfort of my own living room with nobody watching, and it's amazing and it's calming, and I'm so grateful for this platform. Yeah, so last year I started really selling some artworks, some commissions, and some works in galleries. Yeah, so I would say it's my job. Which is why I have so much time to make videos like this too. I'm kind of treating my YouTube channel and my Span internet art presence as a job. And have I always used wood as my medium? No. That's fairly recent, in the last 5 years probably, that I've gotten into pyrography. I have no idea how to say the word still. But so before that I was very much doing just drawing and sketching and basically trying every single new medium I found, including all of the digital stuff, painting, drawing, I don't know, yeah, art and crafts. I would just try everything. But recently I've really been narrowing down into the wood burning and the watercolours. I mean, I'm still doing oil paints and stuff for fun, but yeah. Thank you for your questions. Next questions. Oh, good God. Is by Soul Rose. And Soul Rose is asking, what's the best haircut I've ever had? Favourite slumber party snack? Dream outfit? Art piece you're the proudest of? Do I have any tattoos? And what do they mean? And do I want any tattoos? If I was a mermaid, what would my tail look like? What songs do you like to dance to? Thank you so much, Sven. I love your channel, and your style of ASMR is my absolute favourite. It really feels like we're friends. Oh, we are friends. I'm happy to be friends with you, Soul Rose. And you watching right now, we're friends. And then she says, everyone else's questions are also good. They are good. There's a lot of good questions here, and a lot of good questions here. So let's just do them as it says. Alright, as asked. What's the best haircut you've ever had? I have a big, not anxiety, but I stress about which haircut is best. How do you know if you're looking your best or not? Because self-perception is such a weird thing. But however, when I was healthiest, I had this haircut that was a fringe. It was like to my shoulder, and it was with a big fringe, and I dyed it this amazing green colour, and that just, looking back, looked really good. I'm really happy with the photos of me then. I'll see if I can find one. I'll put it up here. I often cut my hair, like all the time. I've had completely shaved except for a fringe. That was probably, I'm going to say, the worst haircut. Never get bangs. I got simply bangs. Right, the next one. Favourite slumber party snack. Ooh, so my friend and I, we have had slumber parties all of our lives. so many snacks. We grew up watching Gilmore Girls, and Gilmore Girls would always have lots of snacks. So what we would do is we would get a chip, a chocolate, a lolly, and I don't know, maybe a drink. I don't know, there was like 5 different sections and we'd have to get one of each. So we always had chewy lollies and chips, and God, it was good. I miss that. We should do that more. Dream outfit. Oh, actually my favourite slumber party snack. I'm gonna also say popcorn. I've been eating so much popcorn. I love it. And also now I have to make sure all my snacks are gluten-free. Anyway, my dream outfit. Ooh, I always imagined that I would look really good in a like runway style tailored suit. I just like, you know, like a James Bond style suit. That's probably my dream outfit. But that's like comfortable as well, and you can move in it, you know. So my art piece that I'm the proudest of is actually this lion up here. This lion on the shield. I'm really happy with him. He's gorgeous. That I will have a whole video with him, and also he will be featured in, spoilers, a collab video with ASMR sound waves that Erin's putting together, and it's perfect. The collab, not my artwork. My artwork could improve, but it is the one that I think is my best. Right. Do I have any tattoos? Yes. What do they mean, and do I want any? I want so many tattoos. So this one here, I don't know if you can see that, but it says, "These bad days will end. These bad days will end." And it's my favourite tattoo. I've been wanting that particular tattoo for many, it's hard to get it on camera, many years since I was in high school. I used to write it on my hand, on my arm. I used to write it in marker and pen, and because I want it on my right arm, but I always write it with my left hand. These bad days will end. And the story behind it is that it was graffiti, and I was always like, it's so inspiring, these bad days will end. And then one day I was with my mum, and because she knows that, she knew at the time I was like 14, all existential emo, and it had been painted over and replaced with like a local liquor ad and a bland grey wall, and I was absolutely devastated. I was like, these bad days are never gonna end, and I was really upset. And then my mum simply said, perhaps they've already ended. And I just thought that was beautiful, and it stuck with me. And yes, these bad days will end. They will end. These bad days will end. And my other tattoo that I've got is here. It's probably not the best shirt to be wearing. Just give me 1 second. Don't worry, I'm still wearing clothes. Is here. This is terrible, but it says bad wolf. I create myself. And the bad wolf is actually written in Billy Piper's handwriting, and I got it tattooed in her handwriting. And then I've got I create myself underneath, because that's something that bad wolf says. Because I'm obviously quite a Doctor Who fan. But yes, those are the only 2 tattoos that I have. My bad wolf and my these bad days will end. The bad wolf one, if you haven't watched the Rose Tyler storyline of Doctor Who, that's my favourite story ever. She's my favourite Doctor Who companion. I met Billy Piper at a Comic-Con convention, and I got her to write Bad Wolf, and I, on a card, got her to sign it for me, write Bad Wolf, so that I could get it tattooed, and I did, and I'm #1 fan. I'm so proud. The next tattoo that I want to get, there's two tattoos I want to get next, and one is on my collarbones, and it says, calm surrender and panic attack. So, that's a The Lion King reference, because there's a calm surrender and a panic attack. No, that's not the lyrics, but that's what I always written over your chest. But anyway, that's the next one. And then I'm also getting a tattoo with my siblings, with my brother and his wife, and that is going to be a Triforce tattoo on my wrist. Yeah, I'm considering different placements, but probably on my wrist here. Alright, what other questions? If you were a mermaid, what would your tail look like? Oh, this is such an excellent question. It's so good, such a good question. Okay, if you're a mermaid, what would your tail look like? I think it would almost have to be purple and green. It'd have to have like, you know, like snakes have like the underbelly part that's one colour and then the back that's a different colour. So I think the back, if you get like the back of the tail fins would have to be a nice dappled dark purple and then a light greenish sort of colour in the underbelly kind of part, if that makes sense. But all like kind of mottledy colours, like I'm swimming under some trees or something. What songs do you dance to? What songs do I like to dance to? So there's one song, I can't remember, but it goes something like, oh, she don't know what, how does it go? But it's really good, makes me dance every time. Oh, she don't know, we've been up, anyway, I can't remember it. I'm very disappointed with myself. I can hear the tune, but I can't hear the words. I'm never gonna be happy until I remember the song. I haven't been listening to music much recently. I deleted my Spotify account because I wasn't using it and it was wasted money. And actually, I think it was from a Doctor Who spin-off called Class. It was the theme song from that. That's how I learned it. So let's look up Class theme song. Go. It's called Up All Night. Waiting for been waiting all my life. You've slipped away, surely is a crime. We're gonna wait in the morning and then on and on and on and on. Never knowing when we're gonna wake up in the morning and Alex Clare's song Up All Night. So Alex Clare's Up All Night is my song that I dance to. Wow, that was taking a while to get that answer out of me, wasn't it? Alright, so that's it. Thank you so much. I love you. Thank you so much for your questions. Soul Rose, that was it, right? Soul Rose, thank you for your questions. They were great. Alright. Next up, we have Alec. This is Outcast Alec 11. And they say, first off, just want to say I love your videos. Oh, thank you. And it says, a bit of a boring question, but what have you been reading recently? If you're not much of a reader, what have you been watching? I'm a reader. I'm very much a reader. The book. Right, so the book I finished most recently was called Normal People, but I didn't like it much. So now I'm going to get into a book that I know I will like, and also it's like the size of my head. So this is a huge book. So this is called The Burning White, and it's by Brent Weeks. And I've had it sitting there since it came out, and I'm only this far in, and most of that I've done in the last week. But it's so good. I love this universe. I love the magic system based on colours. Oh, it's so great. questions outcast, Alec. Thank you, Alec. Right, next we have Sophia V. And they ask, do you remember the exact moment you knew that you wanted to make ASMR videos? And have you ever dyed your hair? And how long have you worn glasses for? By the way, I love your videos. I've worn glasses for about 3 years now. About 3. And I've never changed the frame. I've never changed the frame yet. But I'm gonna do that. I need to go back and get another check. So when I get my new glasses, I'm gonna get some new frames, and who knows what that will be. I'm thinking something bright. I'm not sure though. It might be too much. Maybe I'll get 2 pairs. One that's like a bright yellow or orange or purple or green or colour, and then one that's like black and white instead. But I also want sunglasses, so maybe, yeah, I don't know, maybe my sunglasses will be the bright coloured ones. Anyway, because it's scripted. Have you ever dyed your hair? I dye my hair all the time. This is a dyed colour right now, so my natural hair colour at the moment is quite grey. Because I'm old. I'm 31 and I've got really greying hair. One day my hair is going to be completely white like my mother's, and I'm excited for that, but at the moment it's this awkward half brown, half grey, not white, grey hair, and it's not nice enough to leave, for me to feel comfortable to leave undyed. I did try, which is why I have such short hair at the moment too, because I tried, cut it all off, left it undyed, and actually when I started this channel, I think I had it natural then, and I would put little washes through, but the washes weren't taking well enough, so recently I dyed it a permanent like reddish brown colour. It was supposed to be a really like bright purple, but it's come out autumnal red. So I'm going to dye some streaks of colour, or some streaks of bleach through it, and then put the colours through that way, which will look better as my hair grows as well, so I'm excited for that. I was going to wait until it was long enough to do that, but then I thought, seize the day, do it now. And do I remember the exact moment I knew that I wanted to make ASMR videos? Yes. No. yes, no. So not the exact moment that I wanted to. The moment that I actually took it seriously and thought that I could maybe do this was because I had already done it. I was like, I'm going to do this as a gift for one particular person, and I did it, and I was so embarrassed and I didn't really like it, but then their response was overwhelmingly positive, and I was like, oh wait a second, maybe I could do this, and that's how the idea spawned. But before that, I remember watching a video of Mano when he was first starting out a few years ago, and I was like, he said something like, every time he finds something that he loves, he likes to try it, which is why he's trying ASMR. And something in my head just went, you could try that, why don't you try that? And then I ignored it for a couple of years. Yeah, so that's that. Alright, so next question. Thank you so much for your questions. My next question comes from upside down. I'm not going to be able to pronounce your last name, and I'm very sorry for this, but Marina D'Agostino. I think that's what it is anyway. It didn't print out properly either, so sorry if I butchered that, but they say, I love your channel so much. I'm glad I found you from GB's video. I'm so glad you found me too. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. And I'm so grateful for GB for making that video and including me in it. So good. So here's my question. Do you play any video games? And if so, what are your favourites? I love controller and keyboard sound triggers. Right, I do love video games. I don't play them as often as I would like to. I adore everything in the Zelda universe. Ocarina of Time was my absolute favourite. it's so nostalgic, and Breath of the Wild just really pulled on those heartstrings, and it's amazing. At the moment, I am playing the new Animal Crossing, which is the first time I've ever played Animal Crossing. And I'm gonna do a video of it, and it's gonna have lots of controller sounds, probably. So I'm gonna do a video of it once I get my island halfway decent. I've got a lot of cleaning up to do that before I can possibly show you. But that is on my list. And also, I play PC game. I play The Sims. I always spend way too much money on Sims expansion packs and Sims games, but I play them. I play them a lot every time I feel bad. It's a form of escapism for me. So it's my most played video game. Thank you so much for your questions. My next question here. The next question is from Spencer, and Spencer asks, do you have previous experience with video or sound recording and editing? You're quite good. Thank you. Love the repeating words, by the way. Thank you. Second question, because you were just so encouraging. Who are your biggest ASMR inspirations? ASMR inspirations. Alright, so my biggest ASMR inspirations are definitely Mano, Goodnight Moon, and GB. I found GB first, I'm pretty sure, and then I found Goodnight Moon, and then I found Mano, and I knew Goodnight Moon and Mano separate from each other, but then the three of them all did a big collab video, and I just fangirled so hard. That was one of my favourite just things ever. But Mano really got me through a couple of years there. His videos are the only things I would go to sleep for a really long time. I wouldn't even watch anyone else's. I would watch Goodnight Moon's like really intense videos from the Babblebrook Inn. I would watch those, but I wouldn't watch anything else for a good year and a half, I'm going to say, other than Mano. And some of his videos I've rewatched, and I think I had a bit of a dependency on his videos, so I don't have that anymore, thank God. I still watch every video he puts out, but not to the same level of need. But I am very grateful that he does these videos. He, did really good, and he did really good things for me. So do I have any previous experience with video, sound recording and editing? Yes. Yes and no. The only previous experience I have is my YouTube channel that I had before this one, which I had for 5 years. It was a booktube channel called Spantopia, and I would read a book. I started it because I was reading a book a week, and I would review it on Friday. And then I started doing vlogs on Mondays. So every Monday I would put out a vlog of my life, and every Friday I would put out a book review of the book that I'd read. So embarrassingly, you can go and check that out if you want. I did originally start my ASMR videos on that channel, but I wasn't confident, I didn't like it, and I needed a fresh start. So I'd only done like 5 videos of ASMR, most of which are hidden now. But yeah, so just playing it by ear for 5 years has got me to where I am now. Right, thank you so much for your questions. We're almost making a dent. There are so many. Alright. The next question. The next question is from Katie Elise. Katie Elise. And she says, where are you from? Are you married? Do you have kids? Do you have any animals? How did your name come about? Like, how did your parents come up with your name? How old are you? Describe yourself in one word. How would you describe your fashion sense? Excellent questions. So many questions. Alright. Where am I from? I am from a town called Yass, outside of Canberra. And now I live on the other side of Canberra, near Cooma. So I'm from Australia. I'm from New South Wales. Are you married? No, I am not married. Do I find the whole idea of childbirth very traumatic. It's having something growing under your skin. I think I have a phobia. Do I have any animals? Yes. At the moment I have 2 dogs. I have Stephanie and Pippin, and you can see a video of them. I'll link a video somewhere, hopefully. If not, up here in the description of my 2 dogs. They're very beautiful dogs. How did my name come about? Like, how did my parents come up with my name? So, I'm very, very, very sorry. I'm very sorry, but my actual name is not Spantopia Rose. I know, let down. It's like when I found out Whoopi Goldberg's name wasn't Whoopi Goldberg. Boom, mind blown. Very disappointed. Anyway, my name is Anna Rose. It's Anna. My name is Anna, which is just a nice name that my parents liked. But then my neighbours, and very good family friends, when I was born, didn't like the name Anna because it didn't start with S. Because my 2 siblings' names start with S, and they're Sarah and Simon, and I needed a name, obviously, that started with an S as well. So they changed it to Spanner, and Spanner got shortened to Span. And then when I started playing Animal Crossing, it's my nickname that I've had forever is Span. Anna Spanner. And then when I started my Animal Crossing game, I thought, what can I call this place that I will govern and own? And then I was like, it's going to be a utopia, but it's all about me. So it's a Spantopia. And Rose and Rosé are very similar, but I chose Rosé because I had this bottle of Rosé that I really wanted to make an ASMR video with, and I did, which I will also link below. So many links. But yeah, so that's how that channel came across. I do hope to make lots of videos with Rosé in the future, like a series sort of thing, to really, bring home the idea that it's in my name because it's what I do. But yes, that's how that name came about. How old are you? I'm 31. I'm 31. Describe yourself in one word. This is hard. I'm gonna say, I really should have prepared an answer for this. I've had these questions for weeks now. One word. This is probably just coming because somebody called me chaotic lovely the other day, and I think that's just perfectly exactly who I am. But I'm gonna go with the word chaotic, or maybe a word that means ever-changing, inconsistent, maybe inconsistent. Artist, just one word. Spend bigger word. Artist. I'm gonna pick artist. Creative. Bam, nailed it. Creative. Describe yourself in one word. Creative. Boom, nailed it. How would you describe your fashion sense? My fashion sense. I like men's shirts. I like big, baggy men's shirts and jeans. That's basically my entire fashion sense. Recently I've been getting into these bows in my hair to add a little bit of femininity because I am female, and I don't really enjoy wearing dresses or anything like that, so I thought, and I don't do makeup and I don't do a lot of jewelry, just very simple jewelry. I've got my ears pierced a bunch of times and I do wear some necklaces, but I'm allergic to metals that aren't like pure silver or pure gold, so I don't have a lot of jewelry. But yeah, so that's where we're at. Then I've got this ring, which is my sister brought back from Morocco, and it is leather, and that's really nice. So yeah, fashion sense, probably tomboy, I guess. Yeah, I like that. Cool. So the next question. This is a big one. This is by Laura Ann. She asks, for starters, I love your energy and your videos. I'm really glad I found this channel. Smiley face. Thank you. I'm so glad you found me too. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. Now for some random questions from me. Do you know your Harry Potter Hogwarts house? And if so, what is it? Yes. So I am Ravenclaw. I am a Ravenclaw all the way. And I've always believed this from when I was little and I started reading the books. I used to, they'd be released like in grand openings at like midnight costume and go into the mall and line up and wait, and it was often around my birthday. Yeah, anyway, I... Can you hear the rain? It's raining. I thought I would film this tonight while it was raining so that you could hear the sounds. If you can hear the sounds, I'm not sure if you can. But yeah, so I'm Ravenclaw, but recently, a couple of years ago, I redid the test because I was like, oh, better check if I'm still Ravenclaw. And I got Gryffindor. And I think that's very interesting because one of the main things about Gryffindor is them being brave, right? And I have evolved into a much braver person in the last like 5 years. My anxiety disorder is really a lot more under control than it used to be. I still definitely have anxiety, and it is a disorder. It's disabling. It's very hard to deal with, but I am so much better with it, and just being able to talk about it even now. Yeah, so I like to feel like that was reflected in my Hogwarts house questionnaire, that I still live by the Ravenclaw. Also, I love crows. I think ravens are fantastic. So, Corvids. I'm a Ravenclaw. I say wearing the red of Gryffindor. Anyways, what was your favourite subject at school? Art. I actually really liked English, and in year 11 I had a double major English. I did 2 classes of English, and those classes were the best. The double major English, we had the best teacher, we had the best community. But then in year 12, the teacher left, which was absolutely disheartening and destroyed my love of English. And I then hated that class because the teacher that replaced him was just absolutely awful. We used to boycott as a class. We would go and study in the library because our teacher was so excruciating that we would actually learn more by ourselves. Big bunch of nerds, us double major English kids. But generally, overarching favourite subject, definitely art. If you were a bird, what kind of bird would you be? Would you use your bird powers, being flight, being mostly unnoticed, etc., for good or evil? Oh, nefarious birds. I would love to be a bird. I would be a sea eagle. I would be a big sea eagle, and I would soar over the cliffs along the coastline and the oncoming storm and the cliff, and I've got a dramatic image in my head and it's just not coming out right. But I would be a sea eagle, and I would probably use it for evil and nefarious things, such as stealing chips. I would probably just act like a seagull, but be the size of a sea eagle. Yeah, that would be really fun. What's your favourite thing about making ASMR videos? Ooh, my favourite thing about making ASMR videos. 2 things. One is that the community, and feeling like I am talking to you, like I've made friends. Yeah, already. I've only been doing this for like a couple of months and I've already made some friends, and 1,000 of you. That's why we're here. I really enjoy this, talking to you like this. I really enjoy the feedback, getting comments and stuff on my videos, and the likes and the subscribes. It just really gives a sense of worth to, like, I can do something good, you know, like maybe help out in any way that I can, giving back to a community. And the other thing that I like about doing it is hearing the sounds in my headphones that I'm making as I'm making them. I find it very fascinating to see what noises turns up and how they turn up. Yeah, so I like that. I like the actual physical process of making the sounds that make ASMR, and I like the community of ASMR as well. Right, what kind of ASMR triggers do you like? I love tapping. I love fast tapping. Any fast tapping gets me. And interestingly enough, recently I have been watching, when I'm half asleep in the middle of the night and I can't sleep and I'm just almost there but not quite, I like to watch shoe shine videos of somebody just cleaning a pair of shoes. It's it's amazing. I think it's called Angelo's Shoe Shine ASMR, and it's just been really helping me recently, which is not a kind of ASMR that I've liked in the past. Usually I like to know the person giving the ASMR and make a friendly community and be calmed that way, but this shoe shining business just makes the best sounds and just lulls me back to sleep when I'm already half asleep. I can't just watch it in the middle of the day though. I don't find them very good if I'm awake and alert, but if I'm half asleep and drowsy, shoe shine videos, amazing. But yes, generally tapping. I really like tapping and things like this, like getting to know the ASMR artist. What triggers do you not like so much? I don't like mukbangs much. Anything that is too slurpy or wet, like noodles or soup. I don't enjoy the sounds. I don't enjoy water sounds much either, like when you put water in a little container and you smush it around. That doesn't do it for me. But I have found out that there's this bottle of gin and alcohol, and when you turn it up one way and tap on it, the tapping sounds change. So you hold the bottle and you tap on the bottle, and as you turn the bottle up and down, the water moves, or the alcohol moves inside the bottle, and it changes the tones. And I'm going to make a whole video about that, don't you worry, I'm going to make a video about it. But yes, I do like liquid in that sense, but other liquid noises, not so much. Looking forward to your Q&A, as I've no doubt you'll be there very soon. Here we are. Thank you so much, Laura, and thank you for your questions. Alright, next up, we have Savvy121. Hello. I subscribe to your channel because your positive energy is so contagious. Oh, thank you so much, that means a lot. Just some questions for you. What's your favourite animal? A lion. A lion is my favourite animal. What's your favourite thing to do outside of ASMR and YouTube? And what allows you to keep such a vibrant, positive energy? Love the videos, keep them coming. Alright, my favourite thing to do outside of ASMR or YouTube is obviously art. Like, obviously. So I feel like that's a bit of a cop-out answer, but I really like art and I really like reading. I like reading and art. Okay, so what allows me to keep such a vibrant, positive energy? It feels so nice to get this question, because I can be quite a negative person. I know it's not coming across because I'm hyper, and my doctor asked me the same thing. My doctor, who knows full well that I have a bad anxiety disorder, was like, "You're always so positive," while I was giggling at her at the doctor's office, because apparently one of my coping mechanisms is, being overly positive and optimistic, I suppose. But to say that I've got vibrant, positive energy and that's contagious, I'm gonna cry. Like, that's amazing. That's exactly what I want. That's exactly what I want to portray and how I want to feel. So I'm really happy that that's coming across. I'm so happy. You make me so happy. You make me happy. You make me so happy. Thank you. Yeah. So what allows me to keep that? I think just determination. Really, determination. I have a lot of downtime when I'm not feeling very well, and a lot of alone time where I'm quite distraught. I have existential crises quite often, but if I have enough to do and I have enough time to do the things that I can do, and I'm getting a sense of purpose, then I'm able to stay relatively happy and positive and vibrant most of the time. I'm not very good at night. If I wake up at night from nightmares, because I have night terrors quite badly, then I will tend to be not so positive and vibrant. I'm quite cranky. I'm not good in mornings either, but I'm very self-reflective, and I'm very good at knowing when I am able to be this sort of happy, vibrant person, and when I need to just sleep for a week. thank you so much. I hope that sheds some light. But I'm still going to go with the idea of its determination, that, you know, I am going to be happy today, which doesn't work when you're depressed. Let me tell you, I have been in the depths of despair, and my least favourite quote at that time was, happiness is a state of mind, not a result of circumstances, because no, happiness is a chemical reaction that happens in your brain, and if you don't have those chemicals working properly, then it doesn't matter what you're thinking, you're going to be negative, like it's going to be bad. What I needed to do was to change the chemicals in my head, and I'm not talking about medication here, I'm talking about positive thinking and being determined to be happy, and it took a really long time. I'm going to say 31 years, 30 years, and also I eat really healthily when I can. Not recently. Recently I've been binging a lot and eating a lot of snacks, but I eat as healthily as I can, and I exercise as much as my body will allow, which recently has not been much because my back has been terrible, but I guess I just try really hard, and I don't succeed. A lot of the time I don't succeed, and that's okay, that's okay, that's okay, that's okay. You just have to forgive yourself, you know, and that's, you know, you don't have to do everything perfectly today. Anyway, that got a bit deep, didn't it? That got a bit deep, sorry about that. I hope that shed some light. Alright, next question. Thank you so much for that question. It was a really good question. Alright, Parker G asks, how old are you? What is a secret passion you have? And do you have any book recommendations? Parker, good questions, Parker. I do. Instant book recommendation. I think that you should read The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. This book is really good. It is in a series of books. I think there's at least three, and they're all separate from each other but in the same universe, and they're just fantastic sci-fi, you know. They just really felt rewarding and interesting, and I really enjoyed them, and that's by Becky Chambers. Becky Chambers, The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, and it's not about planet Earth. Spoilers, it's not about the slow destruction of Earth by mankind, which is what I thought it was when I was going into it, so I was pleasantly surprised to find that it's complete science fiction, and it's got some fantastic aliens. Fantastic. I really enjoyed this book. You should check it out. And I love the series. Very good. I'm 31. I'm 31 years old. And a secret passion that I have. ASMR. A secret passion. Writing. I have a great love for stories and storytelling, and I run a Tumblr blog of writing advice, and it's called Manic Pixie Dream Boots. It's called Manic Pixie Dream Boots, and that is definitely a passion project of mine. I hope to write poetry. That's the secret part. Okay, so thank you so much for that question. It was excellent. The next question is by Cara. I love Cara. She's one of my favourite subscribers at the moment. She has been here a long time. Cara, I love you. And I like Harry Styles. Don't get me wrong. What's your favourite song, movie, book, or YouTuber? slash YouTuber. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm gonna ask all the questions first. So, what's your favourite song, movie, book, YouTuber? What's your art style? What's your favourite ASMR trigger? Favourite singer? Do you have any pets? Are you dating anyone? What are your favourite foods or sweets? Your least favourite chore? Now this question. This is the question. This question just takes the cake. This is the hardest question I've ever been asked. Are you ready? If you were a chair, what celebrity would you let sit on you? If you were a chair, what celebrity would you let sit on you? I would really like it if you would answer that question below. If you were a chair, which celebrity would you let sit on you? Alright, so the next question, do you like hot or cold? Do you like the hot or the cold weather? Okay, that's it. Amazing video, and I can't wait for you to hit 1k. We're here at 1k. so much, Cara. Okay, so my favourite song. What comes to mind? Oh, nothing. Literally, my mind is blank. I have no songs in my mind right now. Imagine Dragons. Actually, Bastille. Bastille's song's Pompeii that starts with like an Love that. Love that song so much. Yeah, my favourite movie is The Lion King. Obviously, The Lion King. My favourite book of all time is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Gallery. The Gallery. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The Galaxy. It's a trilogy in 5 parts. Multiple parts. Anyway, it's really good. It's by Douglas Adams. And it's old and it's sci-fi and it's amazing. And my favourite YouTuber is not an ASMRist. My favourite YouTuber is Wheezy Waiter. Wheezy Waiter is a YouTuber I've been watching for many years. And he's so funny. He's funny and he's informative and he's just a great person. And he has a wife, China, and she's amazing. And they now have a baby who is adorable. So the next question, what is your art style? I would say my art style is eclectic. I have a very eclectic art style. Lots of different things happening all at once in lots of different styles and mediums. Actually, maybe that should be the word that describes me. Creative or eclectic. What's my favourite ASMR trigger? I think my favourite trigger's got to be tapping. It doesn't really matter on what, but it has to be fast and kind of bassy. I don't like high-pitched fingernail tappings. I like bassy tapping, like fast and bassy. Anyway, yeah. My favourite singer. My favourite singer. I'm gonna have to say just Darren Hayes from Savage Garden, which is such, shows my age, I guess. No, Pink. Alicia, amazing. So Pink is my favourite singer. Her voice is amazing. I went to one of her Funhouse tours, concerts, and just her voice is so powerful. It blew me away. The things that she could do while singing, amazing. Alright, so yeah, Pink. Do I have any pets? Okay, so the pets that I have at the moment are Pippin and Stephanie, my 2 dogs. Am I dating anyone? No. I just before this whole COVID thing went down, I went on a few dates with a lovely boy. And we still keep in contact, we're still talking most days. But I wouldn't say I'm dating them. Yeah. But yeah, we still keep in touch, definitely. So maybe in the future. We'll see. COVID really shut me down though. I'm terrified. My favourite foods or sweets. Chocolate. I love chocolate. It's my favourite lolly is chocolate, my favourite sweet. But my favourite foods are in town locally here. There is a pizza place that does gluten-free and she does the best pizza bases ever. It's so good. I also really like a roast dinner, like with the vegetables and pumpkin and sweet potato and maybe lamb. Yeah. What's my least favourite chore? I really don't like vacuuming. I hate vacuuming. It hurts my back and it just feels so boring and loud and noisy. I also don't like washing up. I don't like any chores, but vacuuming and washing up are my least favourite. Alright, here it is. If you were a chair, what celebrity would you let sit on you? Now, I have been thinking incessantly about this question since you asked it. And if I was a chair, I would be a comfy leather sofa. Like a single sofa leather. In brown, specifically. And I would let Bruce Willis sit on me. And the specific scenario that I have in my head is that he's just come off some giant action adventure and he's like covered in blood and sweat and tears and he just is about to collapse and he needs help and support and there's like a car on fire and like a bridge that's fallen out and like a helicopter plummeting through the sky and he just collapses down onto this leather brown chair and just maybe reads a book or smokes a pipe or something that's how I imagine that scenario. So thank you for that visual. And the last question is, do you like the cold or hot weather? I'm definitely into cold weather. The other day I was in town and the sun came out and I got really hot and I took my jumper off and I started complaining about how hot it was, and then I looked up the temperature. It was 6 degrees Celsius. It was only 6 degrees. That's I'm definitely acclimatized to the cold. I'm gonna die in summer. It's gonna be awful. But yes, thank you so much, Cara. Thank you so much, Cara. Thank you. Alright. Next question. So my next question is from Isa12. And she says, I assume it's a she, they say, what are some things you live by? Smiley face, you're so adorable and I'm really looking forward to this. That's the emoticon she used, the arm pumps. Thank you. Some things that I live by. What I'm gonna say here is, hopefully you're a morally sound, happy, not evil person, right? Which is what I base myself on. And the ideology is want or want not. There is no should. It's not about whether you should do things, it's about whether or not you want to do things. So this stems from feeling a great pressure from society and advertising and what I think I should be doing with my life, or who I think I should be, or what artworks I should be making. But there is none of that pressure. Does not need to be there. It doesn't need to exist, right? Maybe I want to make wood burnings. Maybe I want to make digital fan art. Maybe I don't want to get married. Maybe I don't want to have kids. All of those things, perfectly valid. It's not that I should get a job. It's that it's not something that I want. It's not happening. It's not possible. But yeah, so just to drop that pressure of what we should be doing and focusing more on what we want to be doing, providing that is that you don't want to, hurt people or do terrible things, so long as the things that you want to do are not unkind. Yeah, alright. Hope that made sense. I feel like we got a bit deep again. The next question is by Sophia V. And Sophia asks, what's one thing that a bird has that makes you envious of them? I think the obvious answer is flight. I'm envious of that feeling of having your wings outstretched and having the air flow through you, rustling your feathers, yeah, so that's the one thing I think I'm envious of birds, is that feeling of what I imagine would feel like freedom, of just letting go and just soaring way up high above the world. Right, so thank you so much for that question. That's a very good question. The next question, printed out, absolutely massive, and it's also by Sophia. That's funny that they pulled out together. So Sophia, your next question was favorite color of fish. Favorite color of fish. Love that question. Okay, so I would have to say orange, because there are orange octopuses, there is orange coral, there are orange fish, right, in the ocean, which is dark and at best blue. Why are things orange? Orange and blue look really nice together aesthetically, I believe. But what is the evolutionary reason for a fish to be orange? It blows my mind, man. Ones that shimmer blue or purple or white or even green to a certain part, that all blends in. That's nice. That's sort of, you can use that as camouflage to survive. But orange, I love it. It's so great. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so SRNA. Serna. What is your favourite book or book genre? My favourite book is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and my favourite book genre is science fiction. I don't like non-fiction books. I like books to be way out there. I like them to have magic or spaceships or something really interesting and different about them. And I also like romantic dramas, things where nothing too bad happens, that are just easy chick lit, get me out of my brain type books. I love those as well. But science fiction or fantasy are my favourites. Thank you so much for that question. Alright, my next question is from Caroline, and Caroline's last name is amazing. Cienkiewicz. Sorry, Caroline, for butchering that so badly. But your questions are favourite ASM artists. Do I have any pets? What's my favourite kind of bird? I love this, and you. I love you too. Alright, so Caroline. My favourite ASM artists are Mano and how can I have forgotten Aaron's name? Goodnight Moon. I also recently have been getting very much into Harry ASMR. He's divine. And even more recently than that, I've been getting into ASMR sound waves and Tingledom ASMR. Tingledom does these amazing videos with maps, and she just goes through the map, and it's just they're really good. Do I have any pets? I have 2 dogs. I have Pippin and Stephanie. What's my favourite kind of bird? I think my favourite kind of bird is probably an eagle, a sea eagle, but I really like emus. They're just so absurd, and they're absolutely terrifying when you see them in real life. I was travelling in the centre of Australia and up to outback Queensland, and I saw some ridiculous amount, like 57 emus in one day, and I made Mum pull over the car, and I went out to take photos of these emus, but there was a fence between me and them, but they're so tall and they are terrifying, and they started coming towards me, and I just stood still and then slowly backed away, and then they just went their own way. But terrifying birds, and they make this really deep guttural like sound. It's amazing. But also they look absolutely hilarious when they are running along. Their bottoms are like yeah. So that's that. Thank you so much, Caroline, for your questions. And the next question is from Malin. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce that. Malin, and then it's an O with the two dots above Malin. And they say, love your energy and your whispers. Thank you. Have you done a Myers-Briggs personality test? And if so, what was your result? And what do you think about the test in general? Okay, I love it. I've only really looked into my personality test. I have no idea what any of the others means, my results, but I am an INFJ. And this apparently is super rare. And so I was like, well, that can't be true. I'm like so average and normal. So I read up on what it meant, and apparently it's like an empath, somebody who has too many feelings. And I was like, oh my god, this is me. Yes, very much. So yes, I would say I really enjoy the personality tests, but I also think that you've got to have a broad mind, and just because you know what your personality test results are doesn't mean you have to live by that. You don't have to be swayed by the answers and then be more like that. You can be anything you want, but if you just so happen to already be like that, then yeah, I think it's really cool. I don't know much about it, like I said, but yeah. So what is it? Introverted, feeling, FIN. intuitive and judgmental. I don't know, something like that, but you can look it up and please tell me what you think and what your personality test is. But yeah, INFJ. Cool. Thank you so much for that excellent question. The next question comes from Nikita Melnikov. Nikita Melnikov. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right either, Nikita, but your question is, you say, hello Span, I love your videos, they are so relaxing. Thank you. My questions are, do I like Harry Potter? Yes. If you do, then who is your favourite characters? Because I'm going to say Hermione. I love Hermione. I really love her. And I used to pronounce her name Hermione. How was it? Hermione. No, it was Hermione. In my head, Hermione's name is Hermione. And in which Hogwarts house would you go then? I would definitely be a Ravenclaw. Definitely. I wish you many new wonderful subscribers. Thank you. And here we are. Thank you so much. So I really like Minerva as well, the teacher who's a cat. She's wonderful. So those are my two favourite characters. I mean, Tonks is awesome, but I'm not as hardcore standing as I am with Minerva and with Hermione. So the next question. Thank you so much for that question. The next question has many questions. It's by Cassidy Bogor-Runt. Okay, so the questions are, what is your favourite dessert? So there used to be this, I don't know if it's gluten-free or not, I should check this, but there was this ice cream that was vanilla and like layered, and it was like had little chocolate flakes all the way through it. Vanilla ice cream with little bits of chocolate through it is just really good. In Italy, I believe it's called stracciatella, and that's just delicious. That's what came to mind. So that's my new favourite dessert, apparently. My earliest memory of experiencing ASMR. So in retrospect, I think I used to get ASMR from like playing outside in amongst the trees when the wind would rustle. I used to climb trees a lot as a kid, and I used to like sit on the branch just for hours doing nothing, and I think I might have been getting ASMR then, listening to the world around me basically. But at the time I didn't know what ASMR was. I didn't know until about 6 years ago, when my brother discovered it, and he really introduced me into this whole world of what ASMR actually is. So that was exciting. And you know, when you're a kid and you often play like drawing on your back, I remember, and so one person draws on the other person's back and the other person gets to guess what that was. Yeah, I think that's the same feeling. What's my favourite type of mushroom? I don't like the taste of mushrooms, but I love the glass, heaps of them. But I really like the aesthetics of all fungi. I love mushrooms. I just don't like eating them. But my favourite type of mushrooms are the red ones with the like really like poisonous and like bad for you. Might kill you. I don't know what they do. Send you high maybe. But they've got the red caps and they look like little fairy houses and they're amazing. I have a photo because some of them started growing across the road from my brother's house near high school, which is quite funny. But yeah. So yes, those are my favourite types of mushroom. Cold weather or warm weather? Definitely cold. Definitely cold weather over warm weather. My favourite candle scent. I don't know. I don't really have scented candles much. I imagine it would be something to do with pine, like a pine forest. And my back, okay, my card was full and I had to swap out the cards. But where was I? Yes, my favourite candle scent. I don't really have one. So then, and most importantly, why don't you use gloves for the firewood, your poor hands? Why don't you have no sense of self-care, maybe. Alright, so thank you so much for those questions. The next question is from Charlie D. Charlie D. Sorry about the last name pronunciations there. But okay, so what art form / medium do you enjoy the most? Who is your favourite music artist, and what ASMR artist do you watch the most often? Okay, so my favourite form or medium of art, my favourite art medium is probably actually digital. I really enjoy doing my wood burning, don't get me wrong, it is one of my favourites, but there's something so, I don't know, it makes me feel professional and modern and sleek and accomplished when I do a digital artwork that looks really good. So I really enjoy that process. I think I can make it look good faster with digital. Who is my favourite music artist? My favourite music artist, I'm gonna go with Pink again. But I also really, actually, Imagine Dragons. I really like Imagine Dragons songs, especially their stuff from 5 or 6 years ago. I saw them in concert too and it just blew my mind. I really like their I'm on top of the world, hey, song. Alright, so what ASMRs do I watch the most often? At the moment I've been really branching out and watching a lot of different things, but I'm gonna actually say Lynx ASMR. I'm watching most often at the moment. He's got a lot of backlog of stuff that I've just been stalking. So thank you so much for those questions, that was great. Alright, so my next question is from Manish Kate, and they ask, why do you experience tingles in your childhood? Was I experiencing tingles in my childhood? Look, I don't know, but I think yes, especially when I would like go into a blanket fort and read, and when I read I verbalize what I'm reading, like I read like this, that's just how I read, and that now, like, I can give myself tingles with that. So I think probably yes, that and the trees, the leaves rustling in the trees. Thank you so much for that. The next question comes from Ducky. Duck 007. I really like Duck. Duck's one of my most interactive subscribers, as well as Cara. So Ducky, hey Ducky, what or who inspired you to make these fab vids on these fab channel? What's your favourite food / meal? And do you have any pets? Love ya. Love you too, Ducky. So what or who inspired me to make this channel? What have you ever made a large decision out of pure spite? So here we go. Story time. The real reason I started making ASMR was for this person, this man, this boy that I'm seeing at the time, and the first video I ever made of ASMR was a gift for him, and he was like, this is amazing, if you do ASMR I'd watch the hell out of that, and that's what inspired me to make this channel. But I didn't actually start this channel until we had well and truly broken up, so that ended kind of messily. Like, it was all very amicable and I cried a lot and, you know, blah blah blah, break up, but yeah, a few months later I was like, you know what, no, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do the thing. And yeah, it was kind of born out of spite, but it is not spiteful anymore. This is like a passion project now, so I guess I should be saying thank you. But I don't want to. And it's probably impossible even if I did want to now anyway. So that is kind of that's what inspired me to do it, to actually really start. But ASMR artists that inspired me are all of the ones I've listed previously, but especially that one sentence that Mano said was that he just wanted to give it a go. I also watched a video by GB that was called something like So You Want to Start an ASMR Channel. I think that came out recently. No, that's the recent one. The one I watched before that was like Tips and Tricks or something. Anyway, something GB put out that I was like, maybe I could do this. So yeah. What's your favourite food or meal? I really like popcorn, roast dinners, pizza and chocolate. And do you have any pets? I have 2 dogs. I just have 2 dogs. Pippin and Stephanie. I'm just gonna raise the table up because we're falling down. Alright, so I also really enjoy coffee. Alright, thank you, Ducky, so much. Alright, next question. The next question is upside down. The next question is from Emily. A name that I adore. I love the name Amelie. I watched the movie Amelie as well. That might be why I like it so much. But it's like a really fancy version of the name Amy, and I've always loved the name Amy. Alright, Amelie says, congrats on 800 subs. Thank you. We're at 1,000. Life is so strange. You said, I'm sure you'll get to 1k in no time. And here we are. Okay, my question is, might be stupid, but I'm bad at detecting accents. Have you always lived in Australia, or did you move there? And if so, where from? Okay, so I have always lived in Australia. I have, but so this, I've always had a weird accent, slightly weird accent, a slightly strange accent. It gets worse it gets more intense when I'm around my sister a lot, and when I'm around my cousin Samantha, my cousin Sam. I tend to get this really weird, like, strange vocabulary, not even vocabulary, just sounds. But once I was on a ferry in Sydney, in the harbour, and I was just talking to Sarah, my sister, and we were just chatting normally, and this lady behind us asked me if, like, basically told me, she didn't even ask, she said that it's a bit different from the harbour in Dublin, isn't it? And I was like, yes. I didn't correct her, but she definitely thought I was Irish, and that has happened to me a number of times. There was a guy on a bus, also in Sydney, who asked where I was from, and I was like, I'm just from Canberra, and I was like, I'm a little bit bogan, and he thought that was funny. But yeah, so that's just my accent, I suppose. I would love to live somewhere else for a bit, but maybe not in these terrifying times of COVID. Alright, excellent question, thank you. The next question is rather grumbled up. And it comes from Daydreamer. And Daydreamer asks, here's some random questions. Do you have any hobbies? What is your dream destination and why? And what is your favourite random fact? Oh god, a random fact. Oh god. Oh. I have to quickly think of a random fact. My hobbies. I've recently taken up knitting. And very excitingly also spinning, wool spinning and knitting are my hobbies. What is your dream destination and why? I think at the moment my dream destination would be to go on a safari, or maybe to Egypt, just Africa. I'd really like to go to the continent of Africa and do a safari and see big cats in the wild, and take some amazing photographs of like giraffes and elephants and stuff, and Egypt because the pyramids, but I'm not sure I'll ever get to Egypt. It's very hot in these places and I don't do well with heat. But what is my favourite random fact? Let's think of a random fact. Suddenly I can't think of anything I know for sure. Embarrassingly, it's about the Lion King, and there's one scene in the new Lion King movie, one scene that is an actual real life, it's not animated. There's one scene, and I think that's fascinating and that nobody noticed. That's my random fact. If I think think of any more, I'll let you know. If I might do a video about random facts. Would you like that? Would you like that? Would you like that? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? If I did a video about, if I research some facts and then tell them to you, how would that be? How does that feel? Maybe I'll do that. I'll make a note. Remind me. Alright. Alright. The next question. The next question comes from Marja Suzik. Marisha Suzik. A name I cannot say. I don't know how to say. So they say, congrats. I wish you many, many more subs because you deserve so much. Oh, thank you. And my question is, how do you keep being so positive? I'm sure it's not all the time, but you have an amazing attitude, such addictive and contagious energy that you always put me in a good mood. Oh, but how do you do that? Smiley face, kisses. And then underneath I've gotten written in biro with my own pen, Michelle Sunshine agrees. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that it was through determination, and I stand by that. I think a lot of my positive energy is like, you know that term, running on empty. I'm very much a giver. Like, I enjoy giving things to people, like giving you these tinkles, or giving you these videos, and I like to be helpful, and I think I like other people to feel good, and that inspires me to have an energy that is positive, and I like vibing, I guess. Yeah, so I think that I am very attuned when other people aren't feeling very well, and I like to make it feel as though I am feeling well for other people, if that makes any sense. But how do I do that? 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 I do that by reframing my thoughts in my head. So I am a catastrophizer. I think of the worst possible things that could ever happen, and they hit me in the head, and they just flash these horrible scenarios, and it's exhausting, and it's tiring, and it's like I'm constantly fighting a battle with my anxiety. And I've become very good at retraining that, of telling myself, that's just catastrophizing. I don't need to think like that. It's gonna be fine. And if it's not fine, we'll deal with it. Like, I just gotta calm down. I'm very bad at relaxing. I'm quite bad at relaxing. But I'm getting better. And I think I have a lot of pent up energy that I don't use. And when I'm really tired, I'm a lot slower and I'm not quite as hyper. But I live a lot of anxious energy. But I channel that anxiety into positivity and productivity, and I repurpose what my brain is doing into something better. So the first thought that I have is like, what the anxiety or the depression or whatever mental illness that I have at the time, the negativity is my first thought, and my second thought is, oh wait, no, hang on, and then a different better thought will come in, and so I've gotten very good at being like, oh wait, no, hang on, as my energy. So how do I do that? It's all about thinking. It's all about self-awareness and thinking and changing the negativity that you were thinking. And literally, to do that, you just realize what you were thinking and then try and think something else, something better. So like, for example, right now I'm thinking, oh, my back is hurting, but then I go repurpose that to, oh, I'm gonna take some Panadol in a minute and it's gonna taste amazing. No, it's gonna feel a lot better. It won't be like this forever. Or I'm thinking, that noise was really loud, and then I'm thinking, I can just edit that out, it's fine. Yeah, so I have a constant battle in my head, and it is hard. It's really hard, and you gotta practice a lot. I've been practicing a lot, but I'm getting there, and I believe you can too. I believe you can. You just gotta try. It's not easy. That's my personal experience anyway. negative, especially at night. Thank you so much for those questions. My next question is from Alley Cat Stinkles ASMR. I love her. She's got some really good stuff up on her channel. Alley Cat Stinkles ASMR. And I hope my mum's okay. And she says, your positivity is so contagious. Never stop. We love heart emojis. You know that little guy with the love hearts all around him. Love that. Thank you. So my questions for you would be, what's your favourite movie? What do you like to do in your free time? So my favourite movie, I've said it 1,000 times now, is The Lion King. So I'm going to add to that. I also really enjoyed The Fifth Element. The Fifth Element. The Fifth Element. I'm going to say The Fifth Element. And what do you like to do with your free time? I like to fill my free time. I like to make myself very busy, very busy. I like to make ASMR videos. I like to listen to ASMR. I like to do watercolors and art. I like to read. I love to read. I like to go for bushwalks. I like to go look at the river. I like to birdwatch, and I like to take photos. I'm big into photography. I like to fill my time as much as possible and plan things, like writing lists of things that I'm going to do. And I like watching movies, and I like binging TV shows. Yeah. I also like knitting at the moment. And trying different gluten-free foods. Thank you so much for your questions. The next question is from Paola S. And they say, congrats, what's the best advice you ever received? What's your favourite movie to watch when you're feeling sad? And how were you like as a kid? Alright, the best advice. I think one of the best advices that I've ever gotten is written up here on my wall. And it says, action comes before motivation. Action comes before motivation. And that works as well with the positivity thing I was talking about earlier. So if you want to be positive, you have to do something to make yourself positive. So if you're feeling really bad, you have to take action, and then you'll be motivated. You will get that motivation hit, you will feel better. And that is one of the hardest things I've ever had to learn, because when you're feeling bad, you don't want to do anything. You don't want to read a book, you don't want to have a bath, Mr. Pip. You don't want to do anything to break yourself out of that mindset, but like, that's what I have to do. So also I'll be like, I really want to draw something, but I don't know what to draw. I'm so unmotivated. So then I will take action, and I will just draw a flower, and then from that flower I will get the idea of drawing a different flower, or a watercolor, or something else, and that motivation comes out of the action that I took. So yeah, action comes before motivation. And I learned that from a YouTuber called Struthless. Struthless. He gives really good advice, but he draws really bad pictures. Sorry, Struthless. I know you're an amazing artist. I just don't like your style. Sorry. I value you. So, what's your favourite movie to watch when you're feeling sad? I don't watch movies when I'm feeling sad, and I don't really watch things on repeat much either. But I like to watch British comedies. It's not a movie, but Black Books, the TV series, always ends up making me feel better about myself. And how was I like as a kid? I was chubby, not surprising, and I was a good girl as a good kid. I liked to climb trees and do art, and I had a couple of good friends, and I used to run amok, and I was a Boy Scout. Well, I was a Girl Scout. I was in Scouts. I used to chuck really bad tantrums. I think I had the anxiety disorder even then. You sure do have a lot of questions. I have gotten myself a drink. This is a gin. A gin with a these denim overalls that I used to love. And I remember we went to church. I used to sing in the choir with my dad. I went to Catholic school. And this nun in front of me said, how's your son? And she was talking about me because she thought I was a boy. And I had this bowl haircut. It was great. And I remember feeling really proud that she thought I was a boy. It also happened once many years later. I was in dance lessons, and I really, really did not want to do dance. It was like sport. You had to do sport, and so we had this horrible dance teacher, and she wanted us to do this like flouncing around, and I was wearing this big jacket, and I had this really short hair. I would have been in about year 8 maybe, and I remember in front of the whole high school, my whole class anyway, she was like, well, young man, blah blah blah, got me in lots of trouble, and like, as a young man I should know better, and I laughed. I was highly offended at that point, but I laughed, and I was very much like, it doesn't even matter anyway. I was probably also in that emo stage. I think it's because dancing was so feminine and I was so against it, so that she thought I was a man, but I was also at the back of the class. But anyway, gender, such a weird thing, right? Okay, so thank you for your questions. My battery died, which is why I had to go get a drink. The next question, we have many to go, many questions to go. Matthew Blanchard. Matt is again one of my very top favorite subscribers. He always comments amazing thoughtful things, and he always uses lots of emoticons, often 3 in a row, 1, 2, 3, and it's very iconic, and I love Matt so much. So hi Matt, hey. He says, hey, flower emoticon. My questions are, what first inspired you to start your wonderful ASMR channel? What fandoms do you belong to? What are your favourite triggers / types of ASMR videos? What is your favourite type of weather? It's kind of weird, but it tells you a lot about a person. I would also like to say that your videos make my day and fill them with such happy vibes. Oh, thank you, Matt. And then you've put a sun, a heart, a flower, and a little body hand dude. Right, so, what first inspired me to start my wonderful ASMR channel? Thank you. Well, like I said earlier, spite, but then also just a love of ASMR and relaxation and video making all kind of pulled together for me to make this wonderful, your words not mine, channel. What fandoms do you belong to? Doctor Who, Disney, Zelda, Ocarina, Zelda, Mario, many others. I tend to get micro-focused in on a series, and I will love that series. I will love it, and I will make fan art, and I will post, and I will get very excited about that one series, and then I'll stop thinking about it, and completely, it's gone. It means nothing to me anymore. That happens with a lot of stuff that I watch, but the fandoms that I've stuck with, True Blue, definitely Doctor Who, The Lion King / all Disney. I also really like Totoro, like Princess Mononoke and Spirited Away, and that entire label of animes that are made into movies, which I can't remember the name of. Ghibli Studio. I love Studio Ghibli, and I love Mario. I love everything Nintendo, everything Zelda, everything Studio Ghibli, everything Doctor Who. I want to name other things, but I'm just coming back around to the same things. I like Harry Potter a lot. Harry Potter is not as hardcore keen. Like, I'm not about to go get a Harry Potter tattoo, but you never know, I might. I'm not sure what I would get though. It's gonna be words, maybe. Of course it's in your head, Harry, but does that make it any less real? Yeah, probably that quote. If I was to get a Harry Potter quote, it would be that. tapping. It doesn't matter what I'm fast tapping. And the type of videos I like a large variety of videos. I guess ones that have lots of objects. Like they're like, oh, this case makes nice sounds. Oh, this mouse makes nice sounds. Oh, this piece of paper makes nice sounds. Oh, this dinosaur makes nice sounds. So where you hold something up and make nice sounds with it, and then hold something else up and make nice sounds with it. That's one of my favourite ones to watch. And I really enjoyed filming the art supply haul that I did for that same purpose reason. Alright, so what is your favourite type of weather? I think you've worked this out over the last, since you asked this question, but rainy days, rain, cold, rainy, cloudy, windy, rainy days, rain, with rainy days. And it's not weird at all. I love that question. What's your favourite kind of weather? Thank you so much for your questions. Thank you. Next question is a little one. This question is by Anna. Hey, nice name, Anna. Jinx. Do you ever get cold span? Anna Sarkisova. I'm not sure how to say that, but that was very fun to try and pronounce. What do you do for work, and do you want kids? For work, I don't really have a job as such, but I do my art and stuff. I'm building an online empire, which my brother likes to call Spanish, the Spanish Empire, but that's not so great. But yes, I'm building a span-made empire with where I will sell my art. I'm making a website as we speak, and I'm treating that as my job. And do I want kids? Oh, also on that last quote, what do I do for work? That's what I do for work now. Before that, I worked with my mum as an archaeologist's field assistant. So I would dig holes and sieve dirt and all of those fun, exciting, hard labour things, but I don't do that anymore because it's too taxing on the body. So, do I want kids? No. Sometimes I like the idea of adopting a baby or a child and having a child that way, but I do not want to give birth. That just terrifies me. Makes my skin crawl a little bit. Thank you so much for those questions, by the way. Real good. Okay, so the next question is from Lex Stewart. Lex Stewart, congrats on 800 subscribers. That is so deserved. Your channel is phenomenal. Wow, that is high praise. Thank you so much. We're at 1,000 now. Thank you. So my question is, what do you love about the person you are today? Looking forward to hearing your answers when you get to 1,000. Oh, thank you, Lex. Thank you. What do I love about the person I am today? What do I love? What do I love about myself? Gosh, I love that I have somewhat of a handle on my anxiety now. I love that my mental health issues are a little bit more under control. That they don't stop me as much. I don't feel like they constrain me as much as they used to. I do love that I have this amazing positive energy that you keep talking about. So yeah, thank you so much for that very, very difficult question. I also if it's a physical thing, what do I love about myself? It's my freckles. I love my freckles. Alright, so the next question, thank you so much for those questions. The next question is from Morgan M. Morgan M says, what's your dream vacation? Honestly, I think at the moment my dream vacation would be going to like a resort and just staying there. Like kind of maybe near the beach. Look, no, I'm lying. That's not true. I want a cabin in the woods. I want to go to a forest where it rains a lot and there's like mushrooms on the ground and like really intense trees with maybe like a river. Yeah, and there's like no pressure to do anything and you don't have to go anywhere, you don't have to see anything, but you can if you want. But also like it's just really relaxing and there's like a library and an open fireplace, and yeah. Okay. What is one movie from your childhood that you will always treasure? Okay, so obviously The Lion King, but also, there was this movie called The Enchanted Forest. I think that's what it was called. I'm not sure, but it had this little creature in it that was munchings and crunchings in there somewhere, and it had this pig that could like see into the future called Henwin. It's not a great movie, but it's one that just really stuck with me. And the bad guy has these two little like goblin guys who are so funny. They're so funny. Yeah, so there's that movie. Which fictional world would you like to live in? Ooh, I think I want to live in the Brent Weeks world, the Lightbringer world. I would like to, just live in one of the satrapies that has the forests. I think it's called the Blood Forest, which is a bit creepy, but yeah, and just really harness those magical qualities. I think maybe without the war, maybe in a different time zone, but yeah, it's really nice. I'll go with that one. How many languages do you speak? 0. Just one. I just speak English. I did try in high school to learn Japanese. Konnichiwa, ana desu, doju yoroshiku, onamae wa ana desu, onamae wa. Okay, something there meant, hi, I'm Anna. Thank you for, I don't even remember what I'm saying. I wasn't very good at it. I'm not very good at learning languages, unfortunately. I also went to some classes on Italian, and I learned basically nothing there too. But I was told I was very good at pronouncing words there. And I had a friend who tried to teach me some Spanish once, and I was really bad at that too. And I worked with an elder who tried to teach me some Aboriginal language, some Ngunnawal, and I was really bad at that too. I couldn't remember. I just don't remember. It just doesn't stick in my head. So I'm really bad at learning languages. I only speak English, and that very poorly. Alright, so thank you so much for your question. My next question is from Katie Rue. And Katie Rue says, what's your favourite animal? Love your ASMR, keep up the good work. Thank you so much, I will. My favourite animal is a lion, or a cheetah, or a snow leopard, or a big cat, or a dinosaur. I'm gonna go with lion. Thank you so much for your question. The next question is from Ashley Nicole. Ashley Nicole says, what's your favourite book and or author? My favourite book is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams, but I think my favourite author would have to be Neil Gaiman. I like a lot of Neil Gaiman's stuff. Yeah, especially Ocean at the End of the Lane just came to mind. What's a goal you'd like to reach by the end of 2020? What's a goal you'd like to reach by the end of 2020? Honestly, I just want to still be okay. That would be great if I could be alive and healthy and mentally stable at the end of 2020. That'd be wonderful. But I guess another goal would be to have sold some of my artwork on my website. That would be a great goal. And to have multiple commissions. I've done commissions, digital artwork commissions. That'd be a great goal. My favourite candle scent, again, I don't really have one, but I feel like it would be something to do with a tree or a forest, maybe maple, I don't know. Nothing that feels too much like a food, like not marshmallows or Skittles or, something too candy-ish because I just get hungry. Definitely not chocolate, or I'd probably eat the candle. Who's a YouTuber you admire and why? Who's a YouTuber you admire and why? I really admire Goodnight Moon and Erin from Goodnight Moon, because she makes a lot of amazing role plays, and she comes up with these worlds, and she does all the settings, and she finds the props, and she really inspires me. Even though that's not the kind of content I make, I universe is so complete. I feel like I know the characters in her story really well. Babblebrook Inn feels like a place that is safe to me, that I could go. My favourite childhood memory. Oh, there's so many. The first one that came to mind though when I read that was this one time. It was a Sunday, and mum and dad and my sister and brother, we all had to go to church on the Sunday. So we got all dressed up, and then we drove much further than the church. We drove into Disney on Ice in a city, and we got to see Disney on Ice instead of going to church, and it was just like the happiest day of my life. It was really, really, really exciting. The next question, thank you so much for that question. My next question is from Mr. Man. Mr. Man says, question, what inspired you to start an ASMR channel? Are there any ASMR artists who you watch who make you want to create this content? So, who inspired me to start the channel? What inspired me, obviously, was, as I've said, making ASMR for a particular person and then realising I was kind of okay at it, and it grew from there. And are there any ASMR artists who you watch who make you want to create this content? I just keep going back to him, but Manu, he makes good tapping sounds. Yeah, so this particular type of content, I'm inspired by everyone, really. Everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much for that question, Mr. Man. The next question is from John Doe. John Doe says, why won't you wear gloves to pick up wood? We don't like to see you hurt. Okay, I'm starting to feel guilty now. I will put a pair of gloves next to my fire. I'll put a pair of gloves there. I can't guarantee you I'll wear them, but at least they'll be there, and I'll think of you, and I'll be like, okay, do it for them, do it for you, do it for you, do it for you. Yeah, so that's an excellent question. I don't know why. It's maybe because I'm lazy. Thank you so much. Alright, the next question is from H319, H319, and they say, where did the name Spantopia Rosé come from? Is it your actual name? It's beautiful. Thank you. I made it up for my Spantopia is the name of my Animal Crossing island, and I just made it up for that, and then thought, hey, that's cool, a utopia of me. Awesome. And Span is a nickname. My real name is Anna Rose. Anna Rose. So it's similar but different enough. Yeah, so thank you so much for that question. Two left. Only two left. Drum roll. Alright, second last question. I'll do the big one. Alright, this question is from Michelle Sunshine. Hey, I wrote your name down earlier. Yeah, alright, so Michelle Sunshine says, I have some questions, but first of all I want to say that I love your videos because they are so cheerful and happy. This would also be my first question. What do you do when you feel sad? You don't need to answer this. Alright. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so glad I come across as cheerful and happy, really. I think it's because you make me happy. Doing this makes me happy. So what do I do when I feel sad? When I'm feeling really bad, and I mean like existentially sad, like when things are going wrong in my brain and I'm having trouble making it go positive again, I like to write poetry. This is not something I've shared before, it's kind of secret. I write poetry. I haven't really shared that poetry, but I'd like to. I also listen to poetry. I listen to spoken word poetry, but I explore language and words, and I get really into expressing the sadness, not so much in an artistic manner, so not in paintings, really. I like paintings to be just nice visual aesthetic things, not an expression of sorrow, so my sorrow comes through in my writing and my words. Sorry if you can hear voices in the background, my dad's just come home. And in brackets you say I don't need to really, really want to thank you for asking. Cool. So, I would also like to know if you will make a speaking in different language videos one day. Oh, I would love to. I would absolutely love that. I might have to get like a kid's book with like translations of words on it though to do that, because I am terrible at learning languages. I am absolutely awful. If I find a book, I'll buy it. But yeah, hold me to that, alright? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright. And some random stuff. Yes. Love me some random stuff. How tall are you? Oh god, how tall am I? 175 centimeters. So what's that? 5'8", 5'9", 5'7", 5'9". I feel like I'm 5'9". I'm very tall. One little ask to go. I'm feeling the heat. But what are your favorite? I have a random fact. I've thought of a random fact for the question that was asked earlier, and my random fact is that Hercules was 6'4". Hercules is 6'4". Hercules is 6'4". I knew a fact. Alright. What are your favorite kinds of ASMR videos to make and watch? Alright. My favorite kind of ASMR videos to make my favorite kind of ASMR videos to make are interactive ones like this, and where I ask you questions and then you answer me in the comments. I love that. So the video that I made before this video, asking for the questions in this video, is one of my favorite videos to make. I had a lot of fun. Also, I've recently gotten into inaudible whispers, and I'm going to try unintelligible whispers next, which is basically going to be like me speaking Simlish, and I am pumped for that. I'm pumped to make that video. And I like to watch videos much like this one, where you get to know the ASMR artist on the other side. And I really like to watch tapping videos, videos with objects. And recently I've been getting into clay popping. So you know how they get the clay ball and they paint nail polish all over it, and then they squeeze it and it pops. The same thing with soap. There's little soap roses and people crush them. I really like that. And when you've got the soap bars and the slice little slices in them, and then use the big knife to just, and they all trickle down. Yeah, I really like that. So soap cutting, clay popping, and tapping, and get to know me videos are the ones I've been watching at the moment. Alright, so my next and final and last question is, what are your favourite triggers? Samuel Reverend, I just answered your question. So yes, my favourite triggers are clay popping. I tried making clay popping and I was really bad at it. I don't think I had the right clay because it was way too hard, and it did not make any nice sounds whatsoever. But yes, I'm very much into tapping. Tapping's one of my favourite triggers of all time. Also, when I was a kid, I used to click my pen incessantly and I wouldn't know I was doing it, and it was sort of a calming thing, so I did wonder if that was an earlier form of ASMR as well, or maybe that was just an anxiety thing, or maybe much of a muchness, who knows, maybe the clicking calmed down my anxiety. Right, so, I don't love role plays. I'm gonna just go on a rant now about what my least favourite triggers are. I don't like role plays, in that I don't like medical role plays, like cranial nerve examinations, or like eye tests, or any of those sort of things. I don't like medical role plays, but like if you're measuring my head for a hat in a haberdashery, for example, love that. But medical stuff, no, I think I have too much anxiety around that it just... Goodnight Moon recently did one about being a chiropractor, and I couldn't watch it, and I watch almost everything Goodnight Moon puts out, and I could not, I go to a chiropractor, and it takes all of my self-will to do that. But yes, here's an object, let me tap on it. That's my favourite trigger. Here's an object, let me tap on it. The object makes nice sounds. Don't you think the basket makes nice sounds? That's my favourite trigger. Alright, thank you. Thank you so much. That's gonna be it for this video. That's gonna be it. That was a long one, huh? I really enjoyed that. So cheers and thank you, cheers and thank you. Here's to our first 1,000 subscribers. And many happy returns for all of the subscribers we will have in the future. I can't believe you did this for me. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I'm so proud of us. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you have watched all the way to the end, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, to do some timestamps for this so that you can jump around, but I'm not sure whether to timestamp them by question or by who asked. Maybe by who asked, or both. Who knows? I know that if I was watching this on somebody else's video, I'd want to know my question, so I would want to click on my name